Welcome to the Tip Network, where we help you level up with self-improvement and a
sprinkle of sarcasm.
Yep. Okay, so what do we have going on?
Another episode of Tip Reacts, I believe.
Tip Reacts, and a little bit of a tip episode where we are talking about
The
body positivity, but a reaction to Jordan Peterson and his tweet with Yumi Nu. So, but we want to put some context.
Hold on.
Actually,
I thought her name was Yumi Old.
Yumi Old?
Yeah.
Like Yumi Go? Or what? I don't know. What are we talking about here?
I didn't know her name was Yumi Nu. I thought it was Yumi.
Yeah, Yumi Nu.
Oh man, I was trying to.
Yumi. Oh.
The old people jokes.
Okay.
All right.
Well, okay. So actually, before we get into the Jordan Jordan B. Peterson tweet, you wanted to bring up this one video first, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna actually react to this one lady on TikTok. 2-3.
Generally speaking, there's three kind of big buckets of reasons why someone might engage in intentional weight loss. First is desirability, second, health, third, stigma. But at the end of the day, all of those are rooted in fatphobia in different ways, and I'll explain. First, desirability. That is kind of the most obvious when it comes to fatphobia. We currently live in a society that uplifts thinness, able-bodiedness, whiteness, cisness, and heterosexuality as the things that are most desirable. And so if you are wanting to lose weight in order to become more desirable, you are upholding a fatphobic beauty standard, as well as, white supremacy knowledge as.
So hold on, losing weight is white supremacy?
Yeah, I got to write this down so I can address a couple of these points, because there seem to be about 4 points here.
So I don't have to write down nothing.
All right.
Here. All right, you ready? Ready for my take on it?
Yeah.
She too lazy to go to the motherfucking gym.
Trying to sort too much. You're gonna make my editing too hard, bro.
She too lazy to go to the gym.
Okay.
She's like, I don't want to go to the gym. I know what I'll do. I'll make it fatphobia to work out.
But she's saying she's upholding what? Upholding cisgender, beauty standards. And then also white. Like what? How is this? I don't understand this. Where is she going with this?
Stretch enough. All right, so here.
Stretching the truth.
I'm gonna try.
Fatphobic too.
I'm gonna try. So if you want to lose weight to look better, that's your decision. And you shouldn't be called fatphobia. Because if you want to be big, nobody can call you skinnyphobic.
Yeah.
So if you want to be big, it's up to you. If you want to lose weight and maybe that will help you get the results that you want in life, then it's totally you shouldn't be shamed for it. What are we talking about? We shouldn't tell you that, you're losing weight, so now you're fatphobic. And by the way, let's just throw in a little sprinkle of white supremacy and cis beauty standards too. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
What I'm hearing from it is that our beauty standards is built off of social conditioning. What are your thoughts on people that our society beauty standards are built off of social conditioning? Is that even true? Or are we missing some kind of point here?
Our beauty standards are built off of evolution. Our beauty standards are built off.
And what is that evolution?
It's that we believe that maybe if you're in better shape, you could survive and maybe bear healthier children. That's what it's based off.
Basically, running across the prairie away from a lion or something. Go hide under a rock.
Put it this way:
while Ryan was charging you,
if I got to pick my lady up and scale a mountain where a saber-toothed tiger is chasing me, I want to at least be able to pick her ass up and take it up there without dying.
And also pulling a hamstring.
Also, and then talk about the health ramifications. You can't convince me that your health doesn't get better when you lose weight, because I lost 100 pounds and guess what? My health got a lot better.
I just don't like this whole reconditioning of what men find attractive. Have I seen bigger women that are attractive?
Oh, we know you like the big girls, man. We know what you like.
Okay, I can't lie. No, I don't.
We know you like that meat.
Big girls are pretty.
You like the ham hock.
The big girls are pretty, but they're not my kind of. I'm not normally attracted to it. It's just not my first instinct.
Scott, right? You're being fatphobic.
People
you're being fatphobic, Scott.
Why can't we have? Why can't us guys have preferences and standards of what we want? Right. Well, and then we can start to funnel out the people that really we don't want, and go towards the people that we do want, and have it reciprocated with a woman that wants to reciprocate our. I think
that anybody need to go to where you're appreciated. If you're in a place and nobody doesn't like you, then go someplace else and see if you can be appreciated. And make yourself better if that's what you want to do. If you want to lose weight to appeal to folks, if that's what you think, or maybe you feel like you can fitting your clothes better. Maybe they're, I mean, so was it Fatphobia when ladies, I know ladies all the time, they oh, I got to get down. I'm going to go to this wedding. I want to look nice in this dress. That's their choice. It's not like people are, I'm not putting pressure. Oh, well, you better lose weight and get down to this dress size. No, I've never heard a guy say that. You know, and ladies, if a guy's with you, he usually doesn't care unless it just gets out of control and he's worried about your health, or you're just totally like not the person he's looking for.
Your physical attraction will be your foot into the door, right? But your personality is what will solidify the relationship. So even though my preference isn't for big girls that are much bigger, and there's a standard too where it's like, okay, you got a little bit of chub on you, okay, we can do with that. But if you're a little bit bigger, then it makes me kind of like
just burying himself a little bit of chub.
I'm trying to be real right here, right?
Yeah.
But I will be questioning your own eating habits and behaviors, because what if that down the line it turns into a bigger health issues, and then it's going to affect economically, right? It's just certain things like that.
I don't know if I can feed us in a recession, baby. My job get,
what is wrong with you?
Get a little
wait, hold on. Grover, you make it seem like I'm the bad guy. But you're talking about in the recession, you can't feed her? What is wrong with you?
Man,
how am I the bad guy?
I mean, you know, it's only so much steak to go around, man. I'm just saying.
Let's go on a vegetarian diet.
So, Scott, so what you're saying, what you've said consistently, but in a very nice way, is you do not wrestle in your own weight class.
Jesus. I'm over 200 pounds easily. So
200-pound girl ain't your thing?
She probably got to be like 6'3" or something, but then I don't know. That's gonna be a big girl, right?
Scott going to the WNBA.
That's a big girl. But
boy, you bury yourself into this.
All right, so let's go. Actually, let's go over to Jordan B. Peterson.
Oh,
and we need to have a reaction to this, because I believe it will tie in very well with this TikTok clip. Because eventually, like for guys, it's how big can a girl get before you find her not as attractive? Take away the personality, because I know the females will be like, oh, what about her personality? We're gonna put that aside. Right, so hold on, we're gonna work on physical attraction.
Let's dispel this.
Yeah.
Never in the history of the world has a man said, look at her. Boy, that personality is, man.
Right.
I didn't even notice the big ass. I just noticed the personality.
In my personal experience, when it solidifies into a relationship, it's usually the personality. All right, girls have worked their way into a relationship with me off of personality. But so that's all I'm saying. That's only my subjective experience. They can also
eat their way out of a relationship with you, apparently.
No, let's just get into the thing. All right, we're going into my personal life. All right, let's look at this. Here we are looking over at Twitter on Dr. Jordan B. Peterson's Twitter. Happens to be one of my most favorite professors on self-improvement.
Okay.
All his stuff is about self-improvement, but someone had pointed out that he also talks about like his channel is kind of like the gender wars, quote unquote, right? With Kevin Samuels, it's kind of like the gender wars. It's basically to improve oneself so you can have a better chance with the opposite sex, right? So now let's look at this.
Let's read what do you say?
Sorry, not beautiful. And no amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that, right? And here we have a picture of one Miss Yumi Nu.
So do you think she's beautiful?
I believe, yes.
If that's the type of big girl you like?
She is very pretty, but here's my issue with this. She has pretty passing privilege. She's so beautiful that her body, I can overlook how big she is. And that is probably my, that's pushing it for me personally. What do you, what's going on, Grover? What are you thinking?
I mean, she's not attractive to me.
Not at all?
I mean, she's a pretty girl, but she's not somebody who she doesn't do it for me.
Really?
No.
Like, what about facial appearance?
Oh, she's a pretty girl.
Okay.
But I mean, see, there's nothing wrong with saying that. Now, I do disagree with something Jordan Peterson said here, and I want to be objective. Okay, sorry, not beautiful, and no amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that. See, the problem with this is that Jordan Peterson spoke in absolute. You're speaking for everybody. Now, is she traditional beauty standards? Probably not. But define traditional beauty standards? What is traditional beauty standards? I mean, well, you say
her facial appearance is very beautiful.
Yeah, but even her facial appearance wouldn't be traditional. I mean, if you look at, her lips are maybe too full for some people, maybe not.
All right, let's
go. Hold on. But you're missing the entire point. maybe not traditional but traditional just means what like a certain majority of the population may want. But what he should have said was, sorry, not beautiful to me, and no amount of authoritarian intolerance is going to change it. Because look, she's not beautiful to him. That's his choice. He can have a decision. But saying she's not beautiful in general, I mean, like, I think that she's pretty. Maybe she's not my cup of tea. Maybe I mean, and there could be several reasons why she's not my cup of tea.
So actually, I want to scroll through her Instagram here. So let me bring this up for you. So look at her Instagram, and let's go to the first one in her dress. Right, pretty girl.
Yeah,
pretty girl. Right, really, very beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful. But the body size is concerning for health reasons. And I mean, if your health is going to be bad, then that naturally is going to increase the medical bills, which will affect your finances and your economics down later in life. And then also now people will have to end up taking care of you if your health starts to deteriorating. Not saying it's going to happen, but the chances, the likelihood of it deteriorating are going to increase.
And if that's how you feel about it.
Let me go back here. Right. So, but otherwise, she's a pretty girl.
Okay.
So at what size to you is too much?
Well, no, there's certain things that's just not my cup of tea, man. Certain things that's just not my cup of tea. And it's not, and it's not like, and then it's like, oh, well, you would smash and this and that. But
of course I would smash. But that's not a question. But
at a certain age, for me, as a grown ass man, it's not just about smashing. All right, so like I can understand why Jordan Peterson or somebody says she's not, she's not beautiful to me, or maybe she's not beautiful to him, or maybe to me she's a pretty girl, but she's not attractive to me, because maybe her size is too big. I mean, she's like 23. I mean, so like I'm not, it's just like, I mean, maybe something about like the way her, she does present a sassy personality in her pictures. Maybe that's what he doesn't like. All of this stuff though, I mean, he has a right to have his entire, whole ass, he has a right to have his whole ass opinion about it. But what I don't like about it is saying that it's not, applying that it's just not beautiful, because apparently a few people probably think it's beautiful. I mean, maybe the average guy maybe the average man that he grew up with would not think that's beautiful. But maybe
then that would make sense, because from his time period, his
time, and
his even his ethnic background, where he grew up in the province.
I mean, I believe she's mixed race. Maybe mixed race.
She is mixed race.
Maybe mixed race people. He may not be attracted to Asian people. Who knows? I mean, but maybe you take her to, like, I think she would be sought after in the Bay Area. I think she would. I think she'd be sought after in certain places, but to me, she's not like what my cup of tea. I just don't get it how like it's just as bad as the first lady saying, you are fatphobic if you want to lose weight. So
you have to accept me for what I am, and you're not being inclusive. In fact, you're actually being supporting
white supremacy. Right?
I've had that argument before.
So you're supporting white supremacy for not accepting me what I am. And then when people have accused Jordan Peterson of being a white supremacist and being like all this and all that, and he's saying, no, I just don't, so we shouldn't do the same to him. It can't go both ways. We can't say you have to accept somebody this way, and because that's how they want to be, and then if you don't accept them this way, it can't be totally like you must accept this. Nobody can tell somebody what they find attractive. I mean, like there's been plenty of times where
you can't force attraction on someone. And in fact, if you're trying to be like, oh, you can't be fatphobic, you need to be inclusive, you have to, we're forcing attraction on you. Aren't you restricting free will of wanting to choose? You're restricting speech.
You're attempting to restrict free will in the same way that if somebody said you must lose weight, that they would be restricting your free will. And so it's the problem with society right now is that, like, I mean, you could joke about it. Yeah, we'll get serious here for a second. The problem with society is that you have to stop telling people what they must do and just let people do what they're going to do. Because guess what? Nothing you could tell Jordan Peterson is going to make him think she's beautiful and think that he should date her, and folks who feel like him about that. But don't say that it's some sinister plot to just not like her because maybe he just doesn't like her. I mean, there was plenty of times growing up that I talked to a lady and she'd be like, I just don't like you. And I'd be like, wow. So, it wasn't like, well, you don't like me because this or that, and there must be something wrong with you for not liking me. And that's what society's doing. There must be something wrong with you for not liking me, instead of looking at myself and saying, well, is there something wrong that I can do better? And if I don't want to do it, then fine. You know, I mean, I have friends all the time who come to me, I'm in my 40s. And I just can't get somebody, or I'm in my 40s and I wish I could find somebody. And I'm like, well, what are you going to change about yourself? Nothing. Well, stay single then. It's okay. But just don't complain about it.
Okay. So then, so what do you think of Sports Illustrated having her on the cover? Like, is there an agenda there, or are they attempting to shift the narrative?
Or maybe.
So, I mean, normally Sports Illustrated, you have very attractive, fit bikini models or supermodels to grace the covers.
Maybe she was the best option they had. Maybe this is the direction where they want to go. It doesn't make a difference. I don't care if they're trying to push a narrative for this and that. I mean, because here's the bottom line. It's impossible to push a narrative on somebody when they must buy it.
Yes. That's actually, yes.
So if they have to buy it, you could tell right now, if this is a huge seller, if this issue sells on the strength of this and the strength of her article, well, then do more. You're a free market, right? You need to make money. If it's a crappy seller, do less.
Yes, you're right. And especially if they find out with the statistics that more women are buying Sports Illustrated than what really is Sports Illustrated, especially what is Sports Illustrated swimsuit, because for the past, how long has Sports Illustrated been around? 20, 30 years? I don't know. It's been around for a long time.
Longer than 30 years.
It's been targeted towards men for as long as I remember. So now that there's
traditionally men consume sports more than women. It's one of the things in this country that men consume more, but the demographic women are starting to consume more sports. You know, more.
So that's why, like, my whole take on Dr. Jordan B. Peterson is that he is my favorite when it comes to self-development, self-improvement, going after your purpose, focus on one thing and aim single-handedly at that. I'm about that. So with his tweet there, that's his opinion. I don't necessarily share that opinion. I do find bigger girls attractive, but they're not like top priority on my list because I have my own preferences. And for him to have such a big platform, I can see how that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, especially a lot of women that are bigger and are trying to get in shape. Maybe Yumi Nu happens to provide inspiration for these ladies to lose weight. But now calling back to the first woman that says it's being fat phobic to have a preference, like, and it's and associating that with white supremacy is like, come on, like,
man,
really?
No one's gonna lose weight because Yumi Nu or anybody tells them to lose weight. Because you got to do it yourself. People are going to lose weight because they want to lose weight. And if you want to lose weight to look better or better health or to attract somebody, or that's your business. People need to stop policing people's life like they're the I'm the goddamn soul police. Why do you want to do this? And da 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 da. It's like, shut up. Nobody wants to hear you. You're not important. You see all of these people. This has been retweeted 397 times and 25,000 times, and let's all gang up on Jordan Peterson for having an opinion and this and that. Shut up.
Before I go and show that tweet, what I want to say is, with the fatphobic person in the beginning, and if people trying to start to spin the narrative around like, oh, you need to be overly inclusive of us and accept us, but then they're using sign language as told by Kevin Samuels. Shame, insult, guilt, and needing to be right. And that is, to me, is the worst tactic to use to try to win an argument, because that makes me want to go further away from it and start to defense, fortify my position, fortify my argument to and be entrenched in what I believe.
It makes you want to go back to your corner and say screw the other person and not meet in the middle of talk.
Exactly.
Well, the bottom line is that, first of all, this person, like, and I hate to sound like this, but you have very limited life experience if that's what you think it is.
Yeah.
You haven't been around somebody. All right, so what do you say to folks who work out all the time to look good to further their career? What do you say to that? What would this person say to that? No,
I can imagine what they would say about that.
Oh, how dare you want to be healthy? What if the person likes to be healthy? Oh, well, this is just.
It's like we're being shamed to be healthy. We're shamed to trying to get fit.
This is just
to watch in our health.
Like focused and fat phobia, and it's like, well, actually, let us be honest. What you're doing is focused in skinnyphobia. Then, if you're going to tell somebody that it's fat phobic, how about people just live their lives and you stop trying to be the police on how they live their lives? And what do you want to create? I know this is what this person wants. This person wants to create a world where everyone's fat like her, so she can feel secure in her fatness.
And you want what? You know what I want to add onto that?
What
is that? She also now wants more men to accept her and be propositioning her for. I mean, if she happens to like men to proposition. Can't say this word. Proposition her to go out on dates.
Well, I think
hit her up in a DM.
I think her shirt said queer.
Oh,
and more power to her, whatever she wants.
All right,
do.
then
but she probably wants women
that find her exactly.
Yeah,
it's still the same thing because people are still going to be attracted physically. Normally, first that's the first initial impression. Then it finally goes into the personality, make sure it's compatible, and then after that, it's like duration of the relationship. Is this person going to help me out financially, economically?
What are we talking about here? I mean, like, it's almost like crazy that we have to spend so much time on such a.
But we got to talk about
such an idiotic statement.
It has to be talked about because it gets absolutely nuts. And I want to roll through this really quick. It won't take me long, right?
Well, go on.
But here we go, and we're going to share the screen. And so I went to go around and I looked for an opposite argument of. You can't see this woman's face, but it doesn't matter. The opposite side of the argument of being overweight and still being healthy. So right here it says obesity doesn't always mean ill health. Should findings from DNA, animals, and people reframe medical care? And then the article goes into how certain people are resistant to having adverse side effects of having obesity, right? But there's the only reason why I wanted to show you that. You go into cdc.gov, government website, health effects of overweight and obesity. And you got a bunch of listings here. All causes of death, mortality, high blood pressure, hypertension, high LDL cholesterol, the bad type, type 2 diabetes, coronary heart disease, stroke, gallbladder disease, osteoarthritis, sleep apnea, breathing problems, many types of cancer, low quality of life, mental illness such as clinical depression, anxiety, and other mental disorders, body pain, difficulty with physical functioning. This is only from the cdc.gov, right? Then we got webmd.com, notorious site or very famous site for actual medical conditions
very
and stuff
famous
like that.
Site for driving people crazy and making them think they're gonna die immediately as soon as they try to get like what? Oh man,
I have an issue. Oh no,
my hand hurts.
Oh God. Well, what's it? We gotta look out the worst symptoms. But here, once again, heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure. I'm not going to repeat all the same thing, but this is from WebMD.
Yeah,
it is certified as a reputable site. Right. Then we got another site, mayoclinic.org, another reputable site.
The Mayo Clinic.
Mayo Clinic. I said Mayo. Mayo. Pronouncing in Spanish right here.
Yeah.
So, okay, again, it says the same things, right? It says the same things. It's ridiculous. And then we got another one.
You said you were going to Spanish? You're trying to talk Spanish? Sisters, be careful. Scott's going after the Latinos. All right, go on.
I like them all. So did you guys hear me? I really didn't discriminate against the big ladies. Just not my natural preference. All right. So anyway, medlineplus.gov. Health risk of obesity. Okay, you make me think of some Drake songs right now. High blood glucose, sugar, or diabetes, high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, triglycerides. It's the same thing, and it's from reputable medical sites. That's all I wanted to show about those articles.
But going back to that first article, that very first article, what they said is that certain DNA structures are resistant. That's what they said. So here's the problem. Here's the problem with these things. It's just like when you're talking to a lady and she's talking about how, well, you know, there's women out there with rich men and they have like 17 kids by 5 different guys, and you're like, yeah, but that's 1 out of a million. This is 1 out of a million or 2 out of a million. And we have to stop running to the extremes to try to define the middle. That's why I didn't like what Dr. Jordan Peterson said, because he went to define everybody when it was like when he would have said to me, or traditionally this is not, or something that says mostly, but he defined everybody. So when you define everybody like this and you say, well, listen, everybody being big is unhealthy, then what people say is they dig, and they say, oh no, we got these 5 cases that it's okay, and so it's okay, I'm going to be one of the 5 cases. Where the reality is, chances are statistically you're not going to be one of the 5 cases. And statistically, hey, guess what? People aren't going to find you attractive if you're big, and you can't shame people into liking you,
having a physical attraction. I mean, because when it gets down to the bedroom fun, and your partner happens to not get a,
you got aspiration. Hold on a second. Can we move to the left? All right, move to the left. Everybody to the left.
No. Where my pills at? Where my pills at?
Hold on. Get the crane. No.
Jeez, what's wrong with you?
My blood sugar's low. I can't help it.
This is what I'm trying to say. You always try to paint me as a bad guy because what I say, and all of a sudden you go overboard. What is going on here? What is going on here? I don't understand this.
You're a horrible person. Everybody knows it's you.
All right, so I'm going to screen share one more time, and this is going to be Jordan B. Peterson's. I don't know why I keep saying Jordan B. Peterson. Dr. Peterson's Twitter, right? Let me blow this up real quick. And here he says, and I plan to, actually, it's not this one. It's this one. So I told my staff to change my password to keep me from temptation, and I am departing once again. If I have something to say, I'll write an article and make a video. If the issue is not important enough to justify, then perhaps it would be best to just let it go. Because it comes from the endless flood of vicious insults is really not something that can be experienced anywhere else, referring to Twitter. I'd like to follow the people I know, but I think the incentive structure of the platform makes it intrinsically and dangerously insane. And so then he says, I recently stopped assessing Twitter for these 3 weeks as an experiment. I had some of my staff post video links. It was a genuine relief. So he got shamed off of the platform because of that. So that is the reason why he's been off the platform.
I got a problem.
I want to hear your thoughts.
I got a problem with that, though. I got a problem with it.
Please.
Right? Like, if you're gonna chime in on stuff, right? And people are
especially very personal issues on
personal
body
issue, and you're gonna make a generalization and say that, then people are gonna come after you, and people are gonna do it, right? And so, I mean, you should just have your. I've always said Twitter is a dumpster fire. It's one of my least favorite platforms to post on and interact with because it's a dumpster fire. And
I actually happen to like it. So,
and what he should do is just not post on it. But there's no need. Like, I'm sorry, that was virtue signaling. It's no need for you to write this diatribe about not posting on Twitter, bro. You went away for a couple of weeks and no one cared.
Jeez.
So
Dr. Peterson, I love you. I love all your work.
No, but we gotta hold everybody accountable.
Okay.
So it's that stuff just drives me crazy. It's just like when I remember on Facebook, it's like, I'm getting off of Facebook. And it's like, then why are you writing this? Just get off of Facebook. If you want to get off of it, just get off of it, dude. Dr. Peterson, you've helped a lot of people. You've done a lot of great things, but you don't need to virtue signal. You don't need to virtue signal us like that. It just doesn't make a difference. You don't need to virtue signal. I don't need it. I don't need a grown man older than me with all these credentials telling me how hard it is and how it hurts your feelings. Bro, if it hurts your feelings, just stay off of it. It's cool.
Or not make a comment about it without understanding the consequences and the backlash that's going to happen because a lot of people feel very personal when it comes to their weight issues.
And and look, we're going to keep it even, right?
Keep it 100.
There's a lot of people who don't like Jordan Peterson. He has a right to have his opinion, right? But when you put your opinion on social media, they have a right to slam you for your opinion. Now, do I think your family should be insulted? Do I think this and that and this? No. Do I think people should no. I mean, I think that you should have some type of decorum when you interact with people. Keep it all fun and games, right? But then if someone's feelings are hurt from fun and games, then you say, hey, maybe I went too far. But if you're going to post something like that, sorry, not beautiful, no amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that. And then you put that out there, of course they're going to go for you.
They're going to go after you.
So it's almost like you wanted it and then you got it. You didn't want it. Anyhow,
all right, so
I guess it is
what we're gonna do is also just real quick. All right, this is her reaction to Dr. Jordan Peterson's tweet, and also that she at this time had known that Dr. Peterson had been taking a sabbatical off of Twitter. Right. So let's see. I'm most likely mute the sound because it's going to be copyright claimed. But here we go. So what do you think of her response here? That she won this?
I think it's a response that a young child would have. You know, it's just a kid being a kid. I mean, she's probably making a great amount of money. She probably thinks that her life is more important than it actually is to everybody else. Yeah. You know, somebody attacked her. She went back at him, whatever. But I mean, kind of makes her look like a douchebag. I mean,
she's going to be the rallying call for a lot of girls, and I understand that it's coming from a female empowerment, and that she was able to have someone like Dr. Jordan B. Peterson to take a sabbatical off of Twitter. So I see it as a victory dance, and I'm going to say no. I don't know. This is not really to me a good look in the long run to be celebrating things like that.
You know what? It's not a good look.
What?
It's not a good look. And 10 years, and I'm not saying this is going to happen to her, but if her career is nowhere and his career is still going somewhere.
Yeah. And he has such a big body of work from videos to books that he has a legacy that he's going to leave behind. Right. She thus far has a Sports Illustrated cover, and how many guys are going to find her attractive? Who knows? But she's also at that size where people are going to can't say this word, fetishize her. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, but you know, like the bottom line to this whole thing we just looked at, it was a whole bunch of people not being very short-sighted in their ideas.
Yeah.
And so we could say anything. Like Jordan Peterson was very short-sighted when he left that, because if he wasn't short-sighted, he would have seen the backlash that was coming.
Yeah.
The first lady is very short-sighted in just her life in general, saying, hey, it's fat phobia if you want to get healthier or lose weight. And then we went to the one website that's super short-sighted, saying that only a certain percent of people are fat phobic. Only a certain percent of people they can actually be big and be healthy, you know, a small percentage according to their DNA. And then you go to the CDC, WebMD, and all these other websites that say this. And then even her at the end here, I mean, how short-sighted is this if you know, Jordan Peterson writes a book and writes another book, really bestseller, and in 2 years she's nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, she's nowhere. She's like, well, I got Jordan Peterson off of Twitter. Yeah, well, guess what? Jordan Peterson doesn't give a damn about Twitter. If he gave a damn, he wouldn't have left Twitter.
Yep.
You know, if he gave a damn, he wouldn't have left Twitter. He's probably looking at him as a grown man and saying, am I going to get in an argument with this child? No, which
will add more fuel to the fire and increase her prestige and her fame.
Because
I'll give her more clout, more attention, and she'll be able to monetize off of that negative attention from Jordan B. Peterson.
Well, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, people don't understand how to deal with anything. And it's just ridiculous. They don't understand how to say, okay, what part of this do I like? What part of this do I not like? And you don't have to take it all. I mean, you don't have to take it all. It's just like, it would be as ludicrous as, you know, disrespecting Malcolm X because you didn't like something about him and not acknowledging the positive things he did. Disrespect, or just when they tried to disrespect Nelson Mandela, calling him a terrorist when he actually literally changed the entire trajectory in a positive way of a country. It's just idiotic and short-sighted. So like, I can listen to Jordan Peterson, disagree with him and agree with him like I did here, and go on about my life. The problem is 90% of these mental midgets can't do it. I think we should end this before I insult more people.
I know you're going to be insulting a lot of people. So yeah, shout out to our TIPTube members. Who are the 3 TIPTube members?
We got DM, Miss Redfield, and Omega Supreme Cheese. We got our Patreon membership, which is Miss Rojas Gonzalez and Mr. Worthy. So we have, you know, we're growing slowly, but we're growing.
So if you want to join the TIPTube, it's actually technically YouTube memberships. You can hit down the join link or join button here on the left-hand side. I believe it's left-hand side. Or there'll be a link. There will be a link in the description where you can hit join.
You're about to call me a boomer.
I was about to, but I'm trying to move the pace here.
Okay.
All right. And also the Patreon is in the links in the description below. And we're also doing this on StreamYard. StreamYard, you'll get a $10 credit when using our link in the description. And this is how we're able to show you all the motion graphics and the sharing. And you can also bring up audience members from the chat to participate in your live streams or in your videos. So anyway, go check that out. Help support us. Help support the TIP network here and help us grow, right? Because we're here to try enlighten you, educate you, and entertain you at the same time.
Add a little value to your life. And you can follow us on all social media outlets at TIP Network. And that's everybody. And you can also follow me at I am Gorilla1 on the gram. You can follow this guy at ScottT. 3 E's. Not one, not two, but three E's. And most importantly, you have to ask yourself one burning question here.
Have you liked and subscribed? And hit the bell for more notifications.
I thought you were going to say, do you like big girls? But can you handle the tip? Boom. Big booty in your face.
Big booty in your face.
Yeah, you see how you like that?
Everybody like that. Oh, I want to say something so bad right now. It rhymes with egos.
My sound, fi slaughter every sound.